In this video, I will prove that I'm right using just principles, and there will be some shocking information that will be revealed. Bear with me. It's a very important video. I suggest you share it immediately. So this video is called Just Principles. The superior principles and characteristics by themselves prove my point. No belief in God is needed, aka moral supremacy. The superior principles, ideas, characteristics, they prove my point by themselves. I don't need to prove to you that God exists for you to know that you should obey righteousness through me. You'll see with me. Point number one. The ideal person has moral might, moral excellence, moral achievement, moral maturity, moral courage, moral will, moral greatness, moral love, moral determination, moral heart, moral warrior prowess, focused moral intensity, and universal pinpointing moral precision and other things of this nature, right? Moral ideas that are superior. It is superior to be with somebody who's moral than somebody who's immoral. The people who don't understand that are called sick fucks. And it's really self-explanatory why that is. We can go on and on why that is, but we'll have to do that in another video. Point number two. Life is short, and quality over quantity is better. In other words, it's better to live a short and righteous life, sabotaged, than a long one of being void of morality, unsabotaged. I'll prove that shortly. 3. It is better to die for morality than to live and lead one's children into immorality by example. This one a lot of people really need to wrap their minds around. It is better to die for morality than to live and lead one's children into immorality by example. And if you have parents who are old that you're taking care of, it is better for them to have a child who died for morality than for them to have led their child astray just so they can be taken care of when they're old. Think about it, work the angles, take notes, write down your thoughts. You'll see that I'm right. Point number 4. Achieving the most righteous person, if he is righteous, out of his right to lead, is pure evil. And after I'm gone, no one will be righteous. But if my parents are still here, my parents are blameless. 5. The average lifespan for males is said to be 76.1 years in America and 81 or so years for women. If it was only 38 years for men and 40 for women, would they still choose evil conformity? In Roman Egypt, for example, the average lifespan was said to be 22.5 to 25 years for males and 35 to 37 years for females. Can you imagine if you lived only 22 to 25 years on average and you chose evil? And why stop there? Why not, if you live 22 seconds? I mean, where do you draw the line? The average lifespan for males is only 76 years. Is that right? And therefore, you have only till you're about 30 before you start regretting your age. You're saying, okay, the 20s are gone. Now you're going to start getting older. When you get my age, I'm about 40 years old. You're like, man, what's up ahead? I've been cheated out of the best years of my life by an immoral system. Thank goodness I did not choose evil, or I'd be looking back at 40 years of evil instead of 40 years of righteousness. Thank God I chose this path. The sabotage I've endured is nothing compared to the insanity of the guilt of being wicked. Okay, truly Martin Luther King lived a greater life than Bill Gates, even though Bill Gates lived longer, okay, and he's still alive. Okay, people who don't understand this are called sick fucks. People who raise their kids in a way that reflects they don't understand this are not good parents. Okay, pretty straightforward. Point number 6. The truth using shock. Now this one, pay very close attention. I have no intention of harming anybody, but it's important that people concede and understand this point. If they do not do that, they have chosen to be a coward. The word coward is a crowd scrambled. And also add crow, add the spirit of the dead. Okay? The truth using shock. If one is outside the divine order, it is much better to be considered a terrorist and to just kill people than to assimilate into the neo-colonialist rape by deception society, which usually comes with playing stupid and encouraging others to do the same. Should there be an element of these neo-colonialists being zombies or a race that the audience doesn't like for them to concede? Again, I tell you, in a society who even has wordplay that makes it crystal clear that it's a rape by deception, coercion, forced misdirection, psychology, distraction, you name it, society. Gold digging scum, people who do stupid mistakes that little kids should know better than to do. It is better for the person not obeying God through me, for example, to just go on the rampage and start laying down these rapists like ducks than it is for them to assimilate. Now, bear with me. If you disagree, wait till you hear this point. Point number 7. Being honest about anagrams and their implications is a matter of principle. An anagram is basically a word scrambled, a word that is scrambled that makes up a different word, or more than one word. Like together is an anagram for to, get, her, among other things. Now, we get from fruit, we get if rut with phonetics or sounds applied is if root. You know them by the fruit in the Bible. We're not talking about the Bible, but it is important as a matter of principle that they made the Bible to include that scramble. No belief in God is necessary. The word fruit is an anagram for if rut or if root. If true, T-R-U. If true, if rut, if root. Listen carefully now. This is key. Well, what are the fruits? The word grape is an anagram for G, like the G in Freemasonry, or the G can be spelled G-E or just G, which is the Greco-Roman earth deity. G and rape. The word pears is an anagram for rapes. The word orange for orange or O-ra-G-E-N, gene, as phonetics applied, sounds applied, O-ra-gene. O can be the reproductive cycle. It can also refer to a vagina. It can refer to your ears. It can refer to your mouth, your nostrils. It is in your eyes. It's a pattern in nature. The sun disk, what have you. O-ra-gene. We also get melons, commonly referred to breasts. Do you see a pattern here? Now, we talk about people to be a vegetable, like in a comatose state. The pagan deity Pan, his name's spelled backwards as Nap, and he's associated with the harvest and wine, etc., like Dionysus and Bacchus. The word wine, like whining. So grape makes wine, and they start whining after they're raped, is what the authors and the scribes who have made the word for the cultured Latin root, like English, French, Spanish. Think about it. Did these people go around the world raping and using trickery and all kinds of deceit? You betcha. Are they the only ones? No. Should you transcend using morality? Yes. What are the vegetables? Tomato. To-mate. Oh, tomato. You think this is a coincidence? You've lost your mind. You know them by their fruit. And part of their fruit is the words. They are the people who said that the word is God, which is dog spelled backwards. Men are dogs, as they say, and females are female dogs, bitches, as they say. What about prepare as pre-rape? Or intimidate, in time I date, or together to get her, or compare, come rape, mock rape, or pirate is rape is scrambled, corporate, pirate perhaps, spare is rapes scrambled, bread be read, and bread from where? From God or the horny devil. You start to see what I'm saying. Yet, going back to point number 6, and I would love to hear their viable counterargument. Before you say you can't say that, you're not supposed to be able to rape people. And to organize rape like sniveling fucking worms. Which one's worse? Even if 1,000 terrorists took off on America right now, which one's worse? Your continued rape culture? Or the mediocre amount of people they would kill? Your rape culture recently killed 1 million people with the pandemic. Coronavirus. Corona meaning crown. Cor on a alpha. Vir us. Vir meaning man, like in virtue. Your rape culture created the greater culture, or contributed to it, was a key component in it that just killed 1 million Americans. Why aren't you all over yourselves? So excuse me if I point out that this should be said. The truth, using shock. If one is outside the divine order, it is much better to be considered a terrorist and to just kill people than to assimilate and into the neocolonialist rape by deception, which usually comes with, culture, which usually comes with playing stupid and encouraging others to do the same. So my point isn't to make people terrorists. My point is what you're doing is so fucking sick that people are better off laying out Americans like fucking ducks than contributing to it. Now, what are you people going to do about that? You organized sick rape dogs.